620. You. What's up with y'all Negroes? I'm on camera. All right. Hair not done. Hair not done. It don't matter.
Yes, Frederick Douglass. Yes.
Yeah, gotta keep my fro out. But it's the What It Sound Like podcast, volume 3, track 21. You know what I mean? Shout out to the gang. Last week, no episode. It was my birthday. I had to go. You know what I mean?
Wham, 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 wham.
I had to go, enjoy myself for the 34th. You know what I mean? So, I don't got these gray hairs for nothing. You know what I mean? But yeah.
They all came the other day because you just had a birthday. They all showed up as a gift.
But we here.
You can't see them, but I think they're in there. I catch them every once in a while in the light.
I got them everywhere. They in my head, my beard, my
That's
mustache.
so fun because you're younger than me. So, wham, 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 wham.
I had gray hair since I was 17.
See, I've known people like that. When I found my first one a couple years ago, I was like, oh! Now I don't actually clock them like that, but when I see, I'm like, oh, they're somewhere.
It's cool. It don't mean you getting old. It just means, the wisdom. That's all.
I can be old. That's fine. I just, they still card me down to buying blunts, so I don't care if I got a gray hair. They're still like, run it. Run that ID.
I need that ID. Sometimes I'll be feeling like they used to card me, they stopped. Like they stopped like 2 years ago. I'm like, all right.
You go to the same place though, or like even in new places they don't card you.
New places.
Like even my regular place cards me, and I'm like, you know me, we're here. But a new place, they're like, can I see your ID? And I'll try to flash it like a badge, and they're like, no, I need to scan it. I'm like, do you know, like it's fake? Like the girls can get fake scannable IDs now anyway, so you're not proving anything. But thanks to the compliment, I guess. If you're saying that you don't know if I'm old enough to buy these backwoods, what child is buying backwoods? Anyway,
in today's society,
you know what? That's true. They're buying it for the TikToks or whatever. So fine, check them.
Many kids buying backwoods, especially in old Philadelphia. Shit, out there, you know how many times I was at the store. Hey, yo, old head, can you buy me a Black and Mild, some backwoods? I'm like, bro, you like 12. Like, what do you?
I actually haven't had anyone ask me. Well, like I haven't had like a non-family member, just a stranger child, be like, "Hey, can you buy me some beer?" Because I'd be like, "No."
Like, you don't need no beer. Get out of here, child.
Snapper, go get a Sunny D and get out of my fucking face.
Go drink a Capri Sun.
Okay, I probably got one in my purse right now. Fruit snacks.
All right, y'all. Since we've been going, a lot has happened.
So much news happens in a single week.
I mean, you had, of course, the biggest thing. Yeah, I mean, the whole, we know the video came out. Diddy and Cassie in a hotel. Yeah, I mean, this was a very tough thing to watch. Very horrible thing to watch. And I just want to say we had some folks on this platform at one point in time when we was talking about Diddy. And I mean, y'all was defending that man. I'm just saying, like,
whomst?
I mean, y'all not you. I mean, but
let me turn my sound up. Let me move my bang and turn my sound up here.
We had some folks that was on this show that when Cassie said what she said, they said, she may or may not have been capping, and then So I'm just saying, not a good look, but
horrible look.
The video came out. It was just sparked conversation and backlash from everybody. I mean, did he apologize? Well, I guess he caused that an apology or whatever, but I mean, I'm not buying it.
Whatever. Not moved. It was vague because Well, legally, if he were to name her, he would be actionable for that. Now, obviously, it's him on video, but he has previously gone on record in public to say, I never, ever hit that girl. I didn't touch her. What a liar. The truth come or something, He made it very open that he didn't do the things that he clearly did. And so even his punk ass Instagram apology, which may or may not currently be filmed from a country that doesn't extradite to the US. I was disgusted when I did it. No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
You weren't.
You weren't. You were naked when you did it. You were on that stuff, maybe. And you were bold, but disgusted with your own actions. You weren't. Let's don't.
Yeah, let's
let us know.
We got Con Man in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's happening? What's that say? Bishop? What does that
Bishop.
say? Okay,
remember Bishop from Juice?
Yeah.
Shout out Tupac.
Crazy eye, but this is Bishop from Juice.
Like it.
But yeah, I mean that shit was. I don't know. I got the video for you.
Don't play it. No, let's. No, I don't think that's necessary. I don't.
No, not the assault video. I'm talking about the apology.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't going to play the. No.
Yeah, you said we got the video. I was like, wait.
No, not. I wasn't going to play that.
Flag on the play.
But yeah, come on, StreamYard.
I actually didn't push play on this video, so unfortunately, this will be my first time seeing it.
This is the first. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's pull it up.
Sickening video showing Sean Diddy Combs attacking a woman. Today, Combs apologized. Details now from CBS's Kenny Choi in Los Angeles.
Play.
Make no excuses. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Sean Diddy Combs posted an apology Sunday for his behavior at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. This security video, first obtained by CNN and released Friday, shows the media mogul grabbing.
You don't gotta play that. But yeah, basically, I need to find just the video of him apologizing.
Yeah,
but
through the news, they'll just talk about him talking about it. But
difficult to reflect.
Here we go.
I think it's this guy.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
All right, but yeah, you know what I mean? So everybody's saying, oh, the apology looked like he was reading it off a teleprompter. You only apologizing because the video came out. You know what I mean? So
that's T, because he paid to cover the video up. He denied having done it when she brought it up in the civil suit. And then further kept, going out, having big fun, parties, ain't no damn darkest moments. No, you didn't come to no reckoning. You literally made every attempt to keep it quiet and discredit anyone who would say otherwise. And then when it came out, which, whatever, no shade, but I believe that the feds leaked that because it was acquired in discovery for his case. And so it doesn't technically impact their case, because it's not actionable legally from
But it does help with the
right. It just speaks to the greater character and the implication of the charges
and public opinion.
They let that come out because they got it, but he paid money to keep that quiet. That video is almost 10 years old, and we're seeing it today, or last week or a couple weeks ago. He made every effort to not have to change who he was. He literally changed like his name. He became that in that moment where he was like trying to give some of the artists back their like publishing rights. He was literally trying to like damage control and shut up anybody who might have something to say because he knew the writing was on the wall. And now here we are with this brave woman who said what she said before anybody was trying to listen to her.
Mm-hmm.
And now weeks later, what was that? A cabana above him? He wasn't in a therapy office. He wasn't in jail. He was on vacation talking about rock bottom, my lowest. I was disgusted. No, you weren't. You were naked. You ran down the hall in full view because you probably rented the whole floor, and you snatched that lady up and beat her at the elevator, because if you would do that in public, like who knows what happens when the doors close? Like, are you playing with me? Do you think I'm stupid? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the things you're telling me means you think I'm stupid, and I'm just going to believe anything you say, even though my eyes show me what I'm seeing. I hope he burns in hell. Let's bring the guillotine. I don't need a goddamn child. We can stone him to death in the public square and be done with it. I'm fucking over it. I don't need a rehabilitation process for like abusers and rapists and shit. We can just exterminate them and be done.
Stone them.
Let's just do that. Let's try that, because we haven't tried that yet. We tried everything else except just exterminating them. Let's just give it a try. Let's see where it takes us. Sorry. Wait.
No, but yeah.
Take that. Just
When I saw that, John, I was like, for me, my reaction was the apology only came because the video came out. That's all. I mean, like,
damage control.
That's just all it is. I mean, you did what you did. We know you did it. You denied doing it. Then we already knew you did it. But I mean, now we got the visual proof. So it's just like, at this point, just wrap it up. Like, that's how I feel. Just wrap it up. I mean, whatever investigation is, investigation is coming,
and just live with him and hang out with young girls over there because they can't extradite you. Just
wrap it up. Just, I mean, I just either throw him in jail or throw him in jail. Like,
under the
like at this point, like, you know what I mean? We got the list of egregious shit you done did. We done seen it on TV.
Bless you.
What else you want to see?
I think niggas like him should die.
I mean, niggas like, him and what's his name? Weinstein should get fucked up in the cell. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kendrick. You know what I mean?
Prescient. He's always like 2 steps ahead.
But according to Azalea Banks, though, he going at the wrong people. Because I mean,
Azalea Banks made like Instagram live videos of herself killing live chickens in her closet in her house. Azalea Banks is a fucking nut job. So I don't need nothing that Azalea Banks says, even if it's accidentally right. It was a fluke. She made him. A broken clock is right twice a day. So Azalea Banks could accidentally get it right, but she's a fucking nutcase.
In another event in the Combs family saga, you also had, King Combs, Christian Combs, son of Diddy, dropped the diss track "Pick a Side," where he dissed 50 Cent.
Real quick, is that in a console jacket?
A what?
I don't know. It might. I don't know. It might be. But he dropped it.
What's my boy name? The little small Mexican boy with the guitar. Disney movie.
Coco?
Yeah, is that?
No.
Like. Oh, okay.
I don't know. But yeah, he dropped a diss track called "Pick a Side," where basically he was, dissing everybody that was coming for his pops. You know what I mean? So
and telling secrets.
Yeah, and also revealing shit that you saying that they should have raided the house next door because that's where all the other shit was at. Like, I don't know. Whoever advised, well, obviously nobody advised him because he just hopped in the booth and dropped this diss track. Because I really feel like had his father or anybody else heard this, they would have told him like, nah, bro, like pack that joint up. And the track wasn't good anyway. Like it was bad. You know what I mean? Probably it might be worse than Bigfoot. I mean, it might listen to it. And we know how bad that song is. I mean, this one might be worse than that. But yeah, he dissed 50. When we know what 50 did, 50 took to Instagram, made a couple posts about it. You know what I mean? But
he just got his documentary greenlit.
Yeah, for the Diddy Jones. So yeah.
Did he do it?
He do it?
Okay. Clever. I don't like to give him too much. Clever. Okay.
You don't like Vince?
No, he's a bad person too. This was that thing where like Spider-Man GIF pointing at each other, like you niggas are calling each other garbage.
50 said he's suing Shorty for defamation because it's not true.
I'm sure he is, because again, moneyed people are able to sue less moneyed people out of like their testimony. Like you can't afford to keep going, but I can, so you'll shut up before I do.
You know that Drake defamation suit is coming. I mean, he's suing Kendrick.
I don't believe he will, because you know why? You have to prove it's not true, and that requires a discovery phase. That means let's dig up the things and show the things. And he doesn't want that. That's often why a lot of these things do not go to trial, because it is generally believed that you don't have the ability to facilitate evidence. Like, tangent, but not necessarily. One of those women who was suing Diddy, one of the one of the things that came out today said that she kept the clothes from her assault because she couldn't bring herself to pick them up and put them in the washing machine. So she wrapped them in plastic and threw it in the closet, and they are still in the closet. And now it is evidence. A person that Diddy said he don't know nothing about. I don't know. And now she's got a fucking stained garment as evidence to be entered in to discovery. I mean, you could always just not be a fucking predator, but yes, that's asking too much. So on his head be it. His house. A pox on his entire house.
Listen, they should have raided the house next door, man.
Apparently. Who knew? We didn't know till King told us. He said, should have raided the house next door because we own that too, and that's where we hide all the bad shit. Are you stupid? I mean, yes, you are, but
like father, like son.
Why would you say it on wax during the investigation? They're just gonna go raid that house now. So what are we talking about? What are you doing? Do you want to go to jail? Is that what you think? You should go to jail.
You want to go to jail or you want to go home?
That's how you know he a privileged rich kid. Because a nigga from the hood that actually been in some shit like that, he not gonna say that on record.
You don't put the actual facts on the record.
I mean, so he not really about that life, and he just showed it. You know what I mean?
And he wants to be. He wants to absorb some like credit. So he's telling on himself so he can go to jail. But like, no, you'll go to jail, federal prison, not county. You're in a federal prison. They're gonna beat you up. Okay? They don't give a shit that your daddy is Diddy.
God damn it, Diddy. But let's also shout out to the West Coast. You know what I mean? The Dog Pound is back. You know what I mean? We All We Got album is dropping. You know what I mean? I think it's dropping next Friday. You know what I mean? But the Dog Pound is back. Shout out to Corrupt Deaux. You know what I mean? Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I met him.
Who?
Corrupt. He was one year I went to the Wendy Williams. I've been to the Wendy Williams show, and he was there one year, like not even as a guest. Snoop was there. That's who performed, and Corrupt was there. And I have like a picture with me and Corrupt, like,
Shout out to Philly's own Corrupt.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, hey, Fran. Wasn't there?
Diddle me this, diddle me that.
Of Snoop piece from one of these songs, and it was like, I K-dotted him or K-dotting him. Isn't there a line somewhere in one of these songs?
Snoop, they showed a snippet yesterday. I seen it where Snoop was saying a verse how he said he K-dotted the nigga. You know what I mean? You know? As he should.
Is like exceptionally layered of funny because he was the one that Drake tried to like unconsensually tag into this beef, like, and he was like, no, take that down, everybody get that down, we're not listening to that, and then goes on to make his own new song and then throws in there a literal verb about what happened to you. He's made humbling Drake a verb by saying K-dotting. I couldn't be more pleased, frankly.
I mean, he walked him down the whole time. You know what I mean?
I know he got some hoe in him.
You know what I mean? You know, as a you know, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. But speaking of K-Dot, you know what I mean? Not like us. Hold on, let me remove the, you know what I mean, so everybody can read it. Not like us. Blast into the number one on the Billboard Hot 100. So number one song in the country on the Billboard Hot 100. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Shout out to Kendrick.
I think it's already sold enough records to go platinum. Like it's qualified for platinum. It's breaking Drake records. It's breaking Taylor Swift records. It couldn't be a perfect thing if he literally tried to do it on purpose. If you tried, you couldn't get it this right. Like,
quick question: do y'all feel like with these, you know, breaking records, do you feel like this puts him at the best diss track ever created?
I wouldn't say yes, but I wouldn't say no. I'm willing to entertain a conversation.
For me, I'm gonna say biggest diss track, but not best. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, that sounds right. Because best is really just a subjective thing. Like, there's really no such thing as like ultimate good or ultimate bad that everyone just says yes, no matter what. Like,
but the narrative is now that Kendrick should thank Drake, and Drake is actually the winner, because without Drake, without this whole situation, Kendrick wouldn't have this number one. You know what I mean? Without
wouldn't have needed it.
You know what I mean?
You wouldn't even say he needs it. Kendrick wouldn't have done it if Drake didn't show his ass. So like,
without Drizzy, it wouldn't be possible. So
that is talking of a delusional Drake stan. When the Aubrey is so deep in your mind that you can't see beyond. He orchestrated this. Somehow he still wins.
Yeah. He even said it in the song. I mean, we already know why you number one, because you dissing the boy. He said it. He said it in Family Members. We already know why you going number one, because you dissing the boy.
Well, in his own rights, he doesn't maybe hit number one.
Drake said it already. He said, we know why you gonna go number one, because you dissing the boy. You know what I mean? But no, comment. Go ahead.
Two factual things. If the nigga who is supposedly getting you to go number one was the reason why you went number one, then the nigga should have went number one. That's one.
Thank you.
The second factual thing, even in the Joe Budden's podcast, the nigga was like, Drake should be actually thanking Kendrick for helping his songs reach to even be in the top 10, because Pat in the past year and shit, his shit has not been hitting number one or even in that category at all.
No,
so that means niggas just talking out their ass because they haven't actually been paying attention to where Drake's actually been at lately. You feel what I'm saying?
Drake hasn't been moving numbers like that from his past couple little singles or features or whatever. Like, he's not making waves like that. He's capable of it, sure, but his last ventures weren't doing that. So if the fact that a artist who sells less than you is able to make a song about you and beat you in all your numbers that you care so much about and your fans care so much about, is he literally not proving that he can do what you do better, faster, easier, quicker? Like you assume Drake, be in the lab, like he don't just throw this out in 10 minutes. You have no concept that like this is easy for him. He's a product and he produces a manufactured thing and people absorb it and consume it. For all intents and purposes, Kendrick may have had some of this written already or whatever, but the quickness with which they were released gave the impression that it was all kind of off the cuff, and the way he was able to respond to like real-time accusations and whatever, like it made it seem like this happened to yesterday. Like I wrote this yesterday. And Drake doesn't produce anything like that at that level that is as good. Like it just isn't. That's not his lane. He's good. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake. He's like the person that mostly doesn't want to believe that. Like Drake wants to be like, no, guys, I can do it. I'm tough, guys. No, guys. And everybody's like, Drake, shut the fuck up. You are not tough, and it's okay. You don't have to be. People enjoy that you don't have to be tough. But he's like leaning into this weird red pill manosphere shit and like, fuck bitches, it's for my dogs. Like, and he's just desperately trying to cling to this audience, and they don't want to hear none of that shit. So he's just trying his damnedest to. You can't.
Now we turn on for all the dogs.
I listened to today because I big Kendrick fan. I would say he's my favorite rapper that isn't Beyonce, but I have not ever listened to the oldest Kendrick material that exists.
Oh,
I didn't hear about Kendrick until To Pimp a Butterfly.
His old shit is fire.
I'm a new girl. So when I heard To Pimp a Butterfly, I was like, oh, who is this? Yes, honey. And I've been there since. But like, I don't know Section 80. I don't know most of Good Kid, Mad City. I know like them 2 little singles or whatever. I don't know anything before that. Mixtape, K-Dot, I'm unaffiliated. So I decided to go back. I listened to a lot of Overly Dedicated. I listened today to Youngest Head Nigga in Charge. He was 17 in 2004. I was 17 in 2004. What was the next one I listened to? It was another one where he's on the front. Whatever. I listened to like the oldest material I could find of him. And frankly, he was good, but I wouldn't have even known that he would become this by listening to that. He just sounded like a young nigga rapping. Like he would rap on Wayne beats. And I was like, oh, this song, he sounds like he's trying to sound like Jay-Z. This song sounds like he's trying to sound like Cassidy. Like, he was doing that emulating artist that you like thing, which they do in the beginning. Like, that's not even what people talk about with Drake. Like, Drake never found himself as an adult artist. And that's his problem. He's always trying to just absorb whatever's hot at the moment and appeal to the next biggest wave and then jump to the next one. But there's no consistency.
According to the young niggas, y'all wrong. They said Drake is the wave. He's the culture. You know what I mean? Niggas said...
They're young and young. They don't know nothing.
They said Take Care is better than Good Kid, Mad City. And you know what I mean?
I almost threw this glass at the laptop.
Listen, I've been on Twitter all day yesterday, and for some reason that was the debate yesterday.
Your timeline,
you need to
curate that shit. You got too many young niggas in there. Because
niggas love Drake.
Everybody I follow has been like, girl, don't try it. You can still like your Drake songs, but let's not pretend that the facts aren't the facts. And
we
the
all
facts
know Kendrick
are
better.
Kendrick walked down on this little Canadian.
But I forgot all the other Diddy news. Cassie, she put out the shout out to Cassie, strong woman. know what I mean? But you know, she put out the message, thank you to everybody that was supporting, you know what I mean, you know, because Diddy is another ass nigga. Also, of course, they said Diddy side John, not Young Miami, but Meek Mill. You know what I mean? Unfollowed Diddy on the, you know what I mean, me. You know, so it's looking if Meek unfollowing you, you know it's, you know what I mean? Because he just was sticking up for Diddy and King Combs like 5 days ago.
That's actually true, because Meek is the like the dumbest hammer in the cram box. And if he can see the signs, then there's no excuse for anybody else, because Meek is like wrong on purpose. And
then also, you know, Shaka Khan, daughter of Shaka Khan, she posted, you know what I mean? Apparently, I didn't know this, but Diddy disrespected her mother. You know what I mean? Publicly.
Wait,
you know
who? The girl? The little girl? Who is that? Is that her daughter?
That is Shaka Khan's daughter, yes.
Disrespected her in no.
She said Diddy disrespected her mother. You know what I mean? So he disrespected Shaka Khan publicly. You know what I mean?
You disrespected my mother. You got in my mother's face, publicly disrespected her, yelling and screaming like a lunatic. When my little brother tried to get you out of my mother's face, your security jumped my 19-year-old brother. These may be your dark days, but I'm singing and dancing, watching your demise. You know what? Also sounds true. Diddy recognizing Shaka Khan and feeling like he is welcome to run all up on her, and the security and her family being like, no, they could take a step back, and him having his security just beat up. All of this tracks. Like, Diddy has a track record of steamrolling people, of disrespecting people, of having people get beat up, hurt, harmed, of just disrespecting people. Like, this just par for the course. He should go to hell. There's no, I don't give a damn. Everybody go delete fucking Mo Money, Mo Problems out of your fucking phone. Do you know it's okay to not listen to that shit no more? It's fine.
Damn. So now when I listen to All About the Benjamins, I gotta skip Diddy part.
Listen to it. Do you know it's okay to listen to music that's not by abusers? You can just delete it. It's fine. You'll live.
But it still got Biggie on there.
I promise you'll live.
Lil Kim is still on it. The Locks.
Biggie literally punched Kim in her fucking face. Like, it's okay to just stop listening to abusers. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just telling you, it's okay if you just stop listening.
So I mean, I got to stop listening to Kendrick too, then, right?
Was that verified or was that Drake?
I'm just saying.
So wait, so now we're going on allegations of rumors that
you heard what Drizzy said.
Mode.
I gotta stop listening. Damn, Kendrick, I gotta stop listening to you, brother. Can't do it no more.
Go ahead. You gotta raise your hand. Just be talking. I talk. I didn't realize I should stop. I'm gonna do this too. I talk a lot. My bad.
Oh no, I was gonna say, and other factual news, because I don't want to be like playing into that narrative, but I like what you said earlier about, you feel me, you never really listened to the old Kendrick, you feel what I'm saying, and that he found his sound and all that shit. The biggest debate that people use in this conversation with Kendrick and Drake is, we know what Drake has done. We know what Drake has done for the hip hop community, X, Y, and Z. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't matter if he's losing a battle because he's given so many summers for people to party to, and they really don't give a fuck about who's better lyrically and shit like that. So I just like that you admitted that on screen, because a lot of people are saying, you're only saying Kendrick won because you just don't like Drake, or you're only saying you like Kendrick because, you like Kendrick in in this battle rap because you like Kendrick more. So I like that, because a lot of niggas like, you don't even listen to Kendrick. Yeah, but we can appreciate the artistry, nigga.
It's right in front of you. Like, if you truly listen to music and appreciate bars and flow and cadence and how you can like bend words and iambic pentameter and how that works in your rhyme scheme, if those are things that you appreciate in your music, there's simply no way, I feel, that you can say that Drake does it better. You could say that Drake is much more commercially successful because he is.
Correct.
But that is often because commercial success does not include a lot of the more complex grammatical and rhythmic abilities of a super bar spitter like Kendrick. Like, it is a little complex, it's a little dense, it's a little wordy. It might not really be suited for a 6-minute jazz fucking intro is not necessarily suited for the radio.
And to my boy Hollywood's thing about the whole rumor shit. I'm gonna say something extremely controversial.
Sorry, Kevin.
I really don't give a fuck, because to the Drake fans, they apparently knew about all the pedo shit. Apparently everybody knew about this shit besides me, because I had no idea that Drake was doing all that shit that he was doing. Apparently I live underneath a rock, but apparently to all the Drake fans, they knew all this shit was going on. So if y'all standing on the leg that Kendrick is beating up his wife, but y'all don't care about Drake being sitting here sexually assaulting little girls and shit, then what are we talking about, bro?
Drake fans say that what Drake says is true, but what is said about Drake is
Listen, Drake, he's too famous for the shit that you suggested.
Yeah, evidently, rich men do not take advantage of their privilege and harm people, because
if he was really fucking underage girls, he would have been arrested. You know what I mean?
That's how law enforcement works. Everybody knows that.
He would have been arrested. So
you can't just do crimes and get away with them because you are rich and wealthy and powerful. That's not even a thing that ever happened.
So do y'all all think that that that's the prison talent show about to be crazy? You about to have Tory Lanez, R. Kelly, Drake, Diddy, like woo, that prison talent show about to be crazy.
Gross.
I've heard that diddlers
that prison talent show gonna be crazy.
I've heard that diddlers are not popular down to the Gen Pop. So if Drake goes to jails behind some of his weirdo girly business, I'm expecting a story like when R. Kelly went to jail, they beat that nigga up and make him sing, or else it'll be worse for you. And I'm hoping Drake thinks he's too tough to be forced to sing and fights back, and then he dies.
He better not ever go to Cell Block 1.
You better not ever go to Cell Block 1.
You know what I mean?
Because they know that diddlers, scum of the earth. You could have scammed somebody. You could have done some frauds, PPP loans, anything. And you chose children. Do you know how many traumatized niggas are in jail right now? They will fight you for nothing. Listen, I have no pity for Drake. I have no empathy, no sympathy. I have no anythies for him. He can go to hell in a handbasket, and I would be
in a handbasket. Damn, Drizzy. In a handbasket, you heard her.
Baby,
Drake.
Drizzy.
BBL. L Drake.
They're not like you don't know me.
You know what I mean? But let's go to some more. Shout out my man. Another album coming out tonight. Vince Staples' album is dropping tonight at midnight. You know what I mean? So, definitely. Listen, we got a lot of albums to talk about this year. You know what I mean? Vince Staples, that album just dropped. I'm loving this Billie Eilish album that just dropped. You know what I mean?
What I missed.
Like,
I was forgetting.
Like it's the 2024. Y'all stepped it up because last year was. You know what I mean? But yeah, Vince Staples dropping tonight. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely checking that out while I'm at work tonight. So, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go listen to that, John. And then also, all right. So you had Spotify. They released the list of the top 20 songs in the streaming era. You know what I mean? So it's based on the numbers and the impact and influence of the song, but these were your top 20 songs of the streaming era. You know what I mean? So you got Kendrick number 1 with All Right. You know what I mean? Which is, that was the I mean, that was the pandemic. No, not even the pandemic. That was the 2016, 2017, 20 whatever. From 2016 on, that was the anthem. You know what I mean? That was the Black Plight anthem right there. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You know, you got All Right at One, Bodak Yellow, which that's probably Cardi's biggest song, to be honest. You know what I mean? And like that joint just like every time you hear Bodak Yellow, you know what I mean? Like that shit is a bop. I ain't trying.
I have fun.
You know what I mean? I love Bodak Yellow. And of course, the God's Plan is on there. You know what I mean? You know, then you got Uzi at 4 with the EXO Tour Life. You know.
Wait, what is this list called? What is this?
This is Spotify. They the top 20 streamed songs of the past decade or whatever, something like that.
Oh,
you know? So
okay, that makes sense why this list looks like this. Because no to most of this.
I mean, but you know, this is your top 20 streamed Spotify. You know what I mean? Kendrick at 1. We got Kendrick on here twice, actually. You know what I mean? All Right, Humble. He's on here twice. Who else is on here multiple times? Future's on here multiple times. Who else? Uzi. You know what I mean? Uzi's on here multiple times. Drake only on here once. Cardi's on here multiple times. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is a solid top. Listen, I got all these songs in a playlist somewhere, maybe except for Mo Bamba, because that joint ass. But you know what I mean? I got all these songs on my playlist somewhere, but you know, Kendrick number 1, it seemed like that's been the trend lately. You know what I mean? But speaking of lists and number ones, so there was a list that came out yesterday, I believe, dropped by Apple Music, and I didn't even know they made lists. You know what I mean? But you know, some of
they really do. I think this was like trying to sneak in there for the summer. You know, Spotify not going to fucking undermine them yet again.
Like they had you know, I don't know. I felt like it's some white college kid made this list, but you know.
Well, that's Apple Music's. That's Apple Music's. You know.
Here goes some of the albums that you know were put on this top 100 list of all time. So coming in at 62, you had Tupac. You know what I mean? All Eyes on Me at number 62. You know what I mean? All time. You know, 62.
All time is a very big phrase. So the first thing you see being like kind of medium to low isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it means that whatever you see next kind of has to hit. Or
I'm gonna just say some of the albums that was put in front of this joint is crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? But also
that therein becomes the problem. Like if they put fucking Taylor Swift's first album at like number 7 or something, you're like, knock all this shit over, because no fucking way.
But just speaking of number 7,
popular does not make
you had Good Kid, Mad City at number 7.
I'll say yes. I have.
And one thing I want to say about this list. To Pimp a Butterfly is not on this list at all. You know
Which is why I actually didn't look at the whole list. I saw like a screenshot of like the 10 or so, and I was like, maybe I guess some of these can, you know, I can make a case for. And then somebody said, this is the only Kendrick on there. To Pimp a Butterfly does not even appear. And I said, oh, y'all are smoking fucking dicks. So never mind. I don't care about this list.
They don't. And then, you know, you had, well, I will just do the top 20, but from 20 to 11, you know, you got the Beach Boys, Dr. Dre, Taylor Swift, Marvin Gaye, Johnny Mitchell, Adele,
18 Taylor Swift, and 17 Marvin Gaye. I don't even like that nigga like that, and I know that album is more than 1% better than her.
You know, you got Bob Dylan, Jay-Z with The Blueprint at 13, Radiohead, Fleetwood Mac at 11, and then let's get into the top 10. This is what the top 10 is what sparked crazy. You know what I mean? Because especially with the number 1 album that they selected. You know what I mean? Number 1 was the one that got the most. For me, I vehemently disagree with number 1, but you know. But this is the top 10. You know what I mean? Your top 10 was Lemonade by Beyonce, Nirvana at 9, Back to Black, Amy Winehouse at 8, Good Kid, Mad City at 7, Stevie Wonder at 8, Blonde at 5, which is crazy. I don't understand how.
Not too much. Not too much.
Listen, I love Frank Ocean, but Blonde is not better than Channel Orange, and Blonde is not a top 5 album of all time. Like it's not.
It's not. But you see, they were clearly trying to heavy hand the blacks.
Yeah, heavy. Yeah,
they were trying, because they could have tried to throw goddamn AC/DC and Guns N' Roses and shit up here if they wanted to. They could have put Metallica at number 2 if they wanted to, but they were trying to give you blacks something to talk about on the internet, and so they did.
And then
this education of Lauryn Hill being the greatest.
Blonde at 5, Prince Purple Rain at 4.
Entire fuck out of my face.
Abbey Road at 3, Thriller at 2, and then the miseducation of Lauryn Hill at 1, which is, listen, y'all know I love the ladies. I do not disrespect women on this podcast, but
you've been coming at Lauryn for a long time now, bro.
Because this album is not.
You've been coming at Lauryn for a long time.
It's not the greatest of all time. For me, it's not even top 10.
No. An album can be great without being the greatest.
Yeah, it could be great without but for me, it's not even top 10, let alone number 1.
It's in the top 100. It's in the mix.
I'm on to you, bro.
Top 100, but not top 10.
I'm on to you, bro. I'm on to you.
I know what you are.
I know I'm on to you, bro. I know I'm on to you, bro. Every time Auntie come up here, bro, you be, I don't disrespect women, but
why do you have to give him fucking precursor
every time?
It's literally not. That's the first time I ever said that, but whatever. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
I mean,
definitely not.
That's literally the first time I ever said it. Like, let's not sit here and start lying on my name. Don't disrespect me. Don't lie on my name. Don't disrespect me, please. But like I said, it's not. You know what I mean? Lauryn Hill is not this super coveted artist to me like everybody else. So my opinion is my opinion. She's not the number 1 album of all time. I don't think she's the greatest female rapper of all time. Like, I mean, my opinion is my opinion. I don't gotta, just because she a legend, that don't mean I gotta kiss her ass and say she's the greatest, because she's not.
We should talk about that, because a lot of her legendary status is accredited to this album, which again, it's a great album. It's curated wonderfully. The skits and the arrangement, it's lovely. I think what happened was one, she's never really done another project other than that like Unplugged thing in late 2000s. Okay. And then people found out that like a lot of this work was writers and producers and musicians who didn't get properly credited or paid after this album, and she went to suing them and trying to fight them to like not include them so it looked like all Lauryn all the time. And I think that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Not to mention that that thing, it's a popular song, but some of it hasn't aged great. Some of the message hasn't aged well. The messenger, who still performs these songs, shows up late to her concerts and shit. Like, she's, like, it's a good thing. It's not the greatest thing. Like, I think it should be on maybe the top 100. It should not be number 1.
So I'll challenge you with this question the same way I did with Hollywood when she came up before. If she's not the best female rap artist, right? Who would you put above her? And if you are saying the current women of today, do you feel like their albums are going to transcend time like Lauryn Hill's album did?
I think those are separate questions. Who's like just a better MC? I don't think that is to say that she's not good. I think, maybe the score should have been up here. She did, I think, a much better performance on the score. I think that one was an exceptional album that kind of gets not its due. Because I guess maybe because it was a group project or because she became the breakout star, so everybody's clamoring to Miseducation instead of the score. But I think she did a lot of her best work on the score, personally, myself. But I think it's a separate thing to ask who's like better rapping than her. Maybe at the time, maybe not a lot of women, maybe like Missy, or there wasn't like a big lane for lady rappers. But like on the giant timeline, like I could put, Queen Latifah with her. I could put other artists with her because they're not just decent, like they're good, they're great,
they're amazing,
maybe better than her at their job. Whether or not their projects had like the social impact is a different thing.
And that's what I was gonna say. It's like it's the same thing I feel like we talking about with the Kendrick and the Drake. It's like, yeah, somebody can be good, but you got somebody who is an actual artist. You feel what I'm saying? Like a person who has taken one said good thing, but because there's so much multiple layers to what they did, we can re-listen to it here or get something from it every fucking time. I don't think we could do that with a lot of female artists. But also to your point, saying that it wasn't a big lane for female rap artists, me and Harley said I did an episode that she wasn't in, but it was what was the greatest time for female rap. And me personally, I got Lauryn Hill's like Class being the best time for female rap because it was multifaceted. It wasn't what we got today, which is everybody pretty much one fit all, same gimmicks, same type of like subject matter. You know what I'm saying? You had different women for all different types of set type of women. You know what I mean? You had women who was speaking about, like TLC, you know what I mean, with Left Eye, you know what I mean? You had Queen Latifah, you had The Brat, you had Little Kim, like you had every rapper you had Salt and Pepper, like you had multiple different rappers that could do gospel music, that could do woke music, that could do sexy music, that could do all these different musics. And also what's the difference is we also saw a bigger collaboration of women artists, doing music together and having more of a woman empowerment thing than I feel like we have today. So that's my personal opinion.
I think there was more of a communal sense, like with some of the rappers. I mean, obviously there were always beefs. Like, what was that one? Was it Shantae? She had a diss record. She came at Roxanne, Latifah, like everybody. She was naming names. She was fucking them good.
Oh yeah, Roxanne Shantae, yeah.
And that was like the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, whatever. I would say that presently we do have a wider lane for female rappers. It may also be true that the scope of their content isn't as wide, but then there's also the fact that because of the like ubiquitousness of the internet, there are women rapping about the things that aren't. I shake my ass. I mean, and for me, I'm not going to be one of those girls like, oh, I don't want to hear girls talk about shaking the ass and fucking niggas and blah, blah, blah. That's fun. Sometimes that's fun. So I'm not going to say that nobody should say that. Mm-hmm. But if you don't want to hear that, girl, go listen to Rhapsody. She has an album coming out. Tierra Whack just had an album come out. So like,
oh, well, listen, the Rhapsody album is out, and that joint is like that.
But to your point though, and I agree. And to your point though,
and they're not even like niche baby artists. They're like, established.
But to a degree. And so like when I brought this up to when I had this conversation, Lala was like, oh, well, go listen to these people and etc. Like you said. But I'm like, even with that point being said, people are not. You know what I mean? They're not mainstream. They're not. You feel me? We can't like have hella quotables for Rhapsody, you know what I mean? Like,
but is that the measure of music now? Like, is it the measure that like, oh, if your music is so enlightened, then you should become a mainstream artist? That's never been the case. Mainstream artists were never the most enlightened artists. When an enlightened, conscious, whatever quote artist kind of broke the mainstream, that was kind of the thing that separated them from whoever else is popular right now. Miseducation was popular because neo soul was on the rise. India Arie, Erykah Badu, those girls were making music that was R&B tinged hip hop, but like quote conscious, unquote, like, so it wasn't just like, but this was in the same era of Foxy Browns and Little Kims, where they're talking about like pussy rap, basically. Like they're
right. Yeah, for sure.
But again, that's
my boy Andrew Vasquez. What's happening? What's up with Rico, man?
The reason I was saying we spoke more positive music about pushing the back as gangster, but that was also true because there was less of a lane for indie artists to kind of be able to release their own music. There was a time where that kind of got squeezed, but now we're back in like the opposite funnel of the hourglass where indie artists don't need a label to kind of spread their music, spread their message. And yet people still gravitate towards pussy rap, and that's fine. Like, I'm not going to pretend that pussy rap is no fun, that it's degrading, it's demeaning. It's no more degrading or demeaning than any of the nigga gangster rap type shit that y'all listen to and love it, even though you are not cooking nothing in no pots and stuff. You going to your 9 to 5 like you are a regular nigga with a 401. Like, that's fine. It's okay. You don't have to emulate the things that you hear to enjoy listening to it, but people seem to put this weird moral, like, impetus on women rapping, like you're a bad example for other women. Like,
what's happening, family?
You talk about shooting people every song. Like, I'm not trying to get it. So
yeah,
the Miseducation album, it was very well constructed, even if some of the messages don't really land now. Lauren wasn't closing her legs to married men, but she's talking down on the girlies getting a full fresh set from the Koreans. Go fuck you. Like,
I would and that's why I gotta disagree, because Lauryn Hill never separated herself from being like the average woman or what women went through. She always spoke from a place of experience. Hey, I've done said thing. I've been in these toxic relationships. Therefore, you feel what I'm saying? Learn from my mistakes, because I know what it's like being in that dark spot. I think that's why a lot of people relate to her music. She never spoke from like this hierarchy or this pedestal, like, oh, I'm better than you morally. She's saying, I've been in these type of situations. We can't be doing this. And the only reason you can speak so well on these things is if you went through it.
One of her biggest songs, That Thing, was her doing that thing of talking down to women. She wasn't speaking from, I've been there, girl. Like, I know the video showed, like, it was,
you better watch out.
I mean, they were doing the side by side, where like one side is her with the straight hair and she's in like a fur coat and she's like rapping or whatever, and the other side is Lauren with the locks and the things, and she don't got no nails, and fake nails by Koreans, hair like Europeans. Like, that's so like 7th grade. I'm trying to come into my blackness. Like, oh, you want to have straight hair like Europeans? No, people can just do their styles the way they want to. It doesn't mean they're trying to be white. Oh, you get your nails done by Koreans? I'd go to a black shop if they were doing nails. Like, it wasn't because I need my nails by Koreans. Like, she was very much othering women who kind of enjoy those things and making herself the other of, I don't need that. I'm natural. I'm me. I'm whatever. I'm the enlightened woman. And I understand also, let it not be not known, Lauryn Hill was exploited. She got into the music business at like 14 when she was doing the score. Them niggas, Wyclef and Pras, definitely took advantage of her. Wyclef had a relationship with her like she wasn't a fucking teenager and he wasn't a grown man. Like, these are bad things.
I didn't know that.
She has a real footing on which to stand. However, like so many, by the time she did this song, she was fucking one of the Marleys. Like, she wasn't even with the nigga no more. A married Marley, mind you. So again, we're talking about like, she's kind of coming from this place of like an empirical, like my ethics are better than your ethics, holier than thou type shit. But like, and you don't have to be like, you could just sing your songs and not make it about what kind of woman I am versus what kind of woman you are. Like, and that's what some of it was. And then to juxtapose that with like the love and the concept of the album, they just didn't really jibe all that well. In the time, it just sounds great, but when you listen back now, not all of it aged well. But that doesn't mean that the songs aren't good. You know,
It's getting pop up.
This nigga the best.
That's crazy. Rico, you wilding, bro.
He definitely the best for that one.
That's gross.
Number one,
wilding, bro.
But yes, that's who she was. Anyway, not the point. The point
number
is,
one,
it was giving very like people in glass houses sort of thing. Like, you don't need to make this part of the song because it's not like you're super clean out here. So maybe just sing about like.
No, man, I get it.
My favorite songs on that album are like Tell Him. Listen, You're Just Too Be Good to Be True. Like, Can't Take My Eyes Off You. Like, I love these songs. They're lovely. I love the skits. I know some of them by heart. But not all of it translates now, especially knowing what you know.
I have a question real quick, and that specifically to you, Mel. Do I just not understand what real women empowerment looks like? Because I feel like every time I cape for a pro-woman artist, a lot of women seem to give these people pushback. And I'm like, well, maybe I just don't understand this diaspora the way that y'all do. Because I feel like any person who, like, I feel like pro-blackness or anything that is pro-woman or anything that's pro-anything is going to be like, hey, I'm pro this, but I'm going to say this said thing is not good for us as a collective. And a lot of people, like, if you're in the Black community, you're like, okay, yes, you're pro this, but you shouldn't tell us what not to do. And I feel like same thing with women. It's like, yes, you could be pro woman, but don't try to tell us what not to do. Is that like saying that you can't be like, is that hard for the listening ear? You know what I mean? For her to be like, oh, I like this music because she's saying, hey, we can do better. Because that's how I took it. But again, I'm not a woman. So how did you get what I'm saying?
When I listened to it, when I was, 14, I believe I took it that way. I was like, yeah, man, she's talking to real women. And as I've grown to mature, I have come to believe that perhaps woman empowerment, female empowerment, maybe doesn't look like just one thing. Maybe it's empowering women to make their own choices that don't harm other women. And some of the things she says in here very much fall in line with that. And then some of the things, because again, we're talking almost 20 years prior of, social evolution. Some of those things were very harmful to them. Some of it did sound very othering, like, I'm better than you. I'm a better woman than you. I'm a more real woman than you. And that is kind of where the pushback comes, because that's not empowerment to say that, like, if you do this, you're not a real bitch. Because you get your hair done and straightened sometimes, or you put on fake nails, and I walk around with locks and no makeup. I'm a real bitch. Like, okay, do that, but that doesn't make someone else who doesn't do that less of a woman than you. Because just because her choices are different. If her choices harm another woman, then yes, stand on that and talk to that woman. But if it's just, I don't want to do that for myself, and I don't like that she does that for herself, that's not empowerment. That's hating. Like, it's not even jealousy. It's just hating. It's just talking shit for the sake of shit talking. So that's what I mean. Like, at the time of the social attitudes at the time, made a lot of sense. A lot of people felt that. But as social attitudes have changed, as a lot of people have evolved their thinking and come along, it doesn't really hold up like you might hope. Not all of it. And I'm not saying that the whole album falls apart. I'm just saying that some of the messages from the messenger specifically don't quite hold up like this, she was trying to talk to you bitches. She's trying to give you knowledge. Like, she was just doing the best she could with what she had at the time. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be held up as any more than just a great body of work. Just call it the greatest piece of music ever created. Like 100, I don't know what their standard was, but for whatever, like one of the greatest 100 albums that ever existed. No, I don't think so. Even with the really well curated track list and the production and everything, and it's wonderful. I don't think it reaches that point. I think this was more I don't know, lip service, like just trying to feed the social media people something to talk about, and maybe something they wouldn't agree with necessarily, like give them something to argue about. Like, a lot of people like this album, but a lot of people will have problems with it. So call it number one and see what they say, and then drum up all of this attention around the list. I opened Apple Music, and it was a pop-up prompt. Do you want to see my 100 greatest list? Like, bitch, I've been on Twitter for 2 days. I've already seen it. I disagree. No, do not. Decline. So that's my assessment with Lauren. I think Lauren at the time, because again, she's only ever given you one album. It's like 20 years old at this point. She was 20 years younger when she said this. Maybe that made sense to her then. Maybe she's changed some of her feelings now. Maybe she hasn't. I'm not saying she had to, but to me, it sounds like a young woman's feelings. And as a person who is no longer as young as she was when she made it, I don't relate as hard as I thought I did at the time. Or at least I don't relate as much as I did at the time. I see where I think she's coming from. I see where I think she's made some missteps. But, I don't think it has to be a woman's anthem. I don't think it has to be an anti-woman's anthem. I think she just, she was doing her best, and sometimes we fall short.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like growth, definitely. I
mean, she doesn't renounce those songs. She doesn't not sing them at her show. She only has one fucking album. She only has so many songs to perform for you niggas, and she keeps showing up late to her concerts that she bothers to have. So yeah, she's gonna sing these songs. I believe she still stands on that, which is also why I don't know that I'm particularly interested in going to pay to see.
It's a great album though.
By herself.
Is it the number one of all time? Not in my opinion, though.
It's
still a great album. And I also want to say, I understand the message she was getting across. I understand, because everybody in music, not just Lauryn Hill, but almost everybody, you say and you promote one thing in your songs, and then when you out of the booth, you do another. Everybody do that. But I get the message she was trying to send to the women with that song. Because as Conman said, it's there isn't too many songs today where that is actually happening. Where it's all right, I'm gonna send you some type of uplifting type of message. Because now the uplifting empowerment is these days the empowerment is go ahead, girl, you do your thing. If you want to shake your ass, shake your ass. If you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. It's fine. That's the empowerment. That's how it is.
Treated as
you a rare form today, Hollywood.
No, this was
rare forms today.
This was treated as special because that same argument was being made 20 years ago. It's a 20-year-old argument. They were saying the same thing about Kim and Foxy and all the girls because they're like, oh, y'all making hoe raps, you making pussy rap, and here comes Lauren conscious. She's trying to talk to you bitches. Okay. But it was almost like a fluke that she went big.
That's also a good point.
It's hard to say it's the best one.
It's hard to say who's the best with only one album. Like Biggie, he only had two, and he's still considered the greatest.
Which is for some reason people still got him over Tupac, and that's crazy to me. But real quick, before we move on, to all y'all points really, because y'all spoke on it. I think is that I can understand your grievances, but I'm saying even with that song, she wasn't just directing it at women. She said,
"What that
boys, you better watch out." Talked about niggas not raising their kids. You know what I mean? Talked about manhood. She talked about a lot. So it wasn't I don't think it was a woman's anthem or an anti-woman's anthem. I thought it was a Black community anthem. You know what I mean? And I think that's why so many people fuck with it, because so many people can relate to it. I think that she was targeting everybody in the Black community's insecurities. You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of women, maybe it's not true to you or to some other people, but we know this because we saw many social experiments where Black women will admit to, the white supremacy of beauty standards and things of that nature. And I think that's what she was trying to decode the programming that so like media has put in our minds that we are supposed to, conform to what this standard is, whatever that standard is, rather that be a thug, rather that be beauty standards, rather that be toxic relationships, anything that it is that we are doing that is to our detriment within our community, we should probably move away from. And I don't feel like that was a bad thing.
I don't think that was I don't think the message necessarily was a poor message. I just think that it seemed like as a woman, she was being held to a different standard, and people used that as like, see, there are some women who want to be not hoes, but like nobody used that as an example of like, hey, maybe we should move away from niggas who rap about violence and fucking bitches and breaking families, but we didn't. That was never part of the conversation. I mean, yeah, you sprinkled in a little Common, you sprinkle a little Mos Def in there, you sprinkle a little bit of your quote conscious rappers unquote, but mainstream violent hateful nigga rap has gone nowhere and wasn't even pretending to go somewhere. So I find it a little disingenuous to say that, like, why have we moved away from what Lauren was doing? Why don't we have more of that? When she was literally like the exception to the rule, but men are allowed and encouraged to continue in the same vein. Like nobody says, nigga, I don't want to hear about all that shooting shit. I don't want to hear about all that drug shit. I don't want to hear all that fighting shit. Talk to me about something real. Like they don't want that. They want
to your point. But to your point, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in the prime of female rap, there, like you just said, the community of women were, you could have Lil' Kim do a song with Queen Latifah. You feel what I'm saying? We don't see that same thing being done with Rhapsody and doing a song with, I don't know, Cardi B or something like that. You feel what I'm saying? There was more women.
Megan just did a song.
But that's
Glorilla song with Cardi, and now Megan is about to do. She just did a verse on it, so now there's 3 of them, and then that's 3.
But you hear what I'm trying to. But I hear that. But you hear the scope that I'm trying to say as far as the one size fit all. Like we all talk about same subject matter. The diversity of female rap is not as diverse, and even when you talk about the men who was talking about all these different things, you had Common who did songs with, all these different rappers that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You had Ice Cube who did speak on, said matters that, hey, yo, like we should get away from this as well. Tupac, we should get away from these matters as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like in the time when they were the most popular or when they were considered the best in their field, that typically wasn't their content. Like typically when they were doing the best in their field, they were kind of leaning more into the gangster thing. And that's not to say that everybody was, like I said, Mos Def and Tribe Called Quest and all them niggas, like they fully exist, and also they were considered like a remedy. They were considered like a remedy.
Listen, we know why the gangster rap. We know why the gangster rap.
People were literally copying other people's style back in the 80s and 90s because that's who was on. So you want to sound like that nigga or that girl who is successful. Some of them made it out and some of them didn't. But no, copying the sound of a successful person is not new. They didn't invent that.
Rap, we all know in the world of artistry, emulating others is always going to happen. You know what I mean? But to go back to the question that was asked, we all know why gangster rap got pushed so hard. We know why. You know what I mean? And we know
industry like label makers found that at one point popular sound. So they were like, okay, let's give them that and let's encourage artists to make music of the gangster persuasion and disclude or
You know what I mean? Listen, man. But that you still had the artists out there that was promoting the messages. You still had your KRS ones. You still had Public Enemy and shit like that. You know what I mean? But we know what music is geared to. We know where these labels is trying to push the audience. You know what I mean? We know that already. Like, I mean, that's not something foreign that we don't know. Like, I mean, we just, you know what I mean? But, you know, Apple Music, they dropped the list. It was more Jones. I'm just saying.
Show the top. Show the. Oh! I saw this picture. It was like all
I'll
black.
Show you some more. I'll show you some more albums that made the list.
My gag is Thriller is not even Michael's best album. It's just like his biggest, but like he's like a victim of his own success because it's not his best work, but it was his biggest. So, and they won't even want to include like a lesser work, you know.
But yeah, you see, Usher, Confessions at 95, but you know,
crazy.
But you know, Frank Ocean is at 5, and Confessions is 95th.
That's crazy.
I mean, Confessions is 95th.
We are our own artists to use their platform to put our.
You know what I mean?
Boy, you got a little bit more extra black than your Puerto Rican, boy. Like that's crazy.
Here go some more albums. You had Solange made the list. Seat at the Table at 93.
I do listen to that. I don't listen to Confessions, but I do listen to A Seat at the Table.
You know what I mean? Flower Boy at 92. You know what I mean?
Hell never.
You know, it's not even Tyler's best album, but I like Flower Boy though. You know what I mean? AC/DC is on here. Lady Gaga.
Shut the fuck up. They put Fame Monster and I put a spell on you at 88 and 89. You are lying to my fucking face right now.
Mary J. Blige, My Life at 86. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. You don't need to do this. Because again,
Doggy Style at 84.
84 is wild.
You know what I mean?
Penelope calls this rage bait.
Get Rich or Die Trying at 82. 82.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that.
82.
I mean, regardless if you don't care about it, you gotta admit it shouldn't be at 82.
This one of the greatest albums ever. It should be nowhere near the 80s. Nowhere
we
near
are
the
talking the greatest albums of all of time, not the greatest albums.
Okay.
This is one of the greatest albums of all time. What you talking about?
Are you being dead ass? If you had 100 albums,
serious?
100.
Y'all niggas East Coast is showing right now, bro. Y'all niggas East Coast is showing.
Are you, 50?
She said you dead ass.
You
think that 50 Cent.
Get Rich or Die Trying should be
what the fuck you talking about?
way higher on a list of 100 of all time. All of time.
Yes.
All of time. There's not even a Mariah Carey album on here. There's no Whitney.
Was you out? Yo, was you outside when this album came out? Was you outside when this joint dropped?
Listen.
If I was, I went back in the house. I don't want to hear this. Many Men was cute. I'm done. I don't need it.
That was a good one. That was a good one. But when I was a youngin', bro, 50 Cent definitely top 50. Okay, cool. And that's coming from a Philly nigga, by the way. Y'all know Rico like that.
Time.
That's a Philly nigga.
Yes, of all time, is one of the greatest albums ever across any.
When I was outside as a young, I think I was 7 or some shit, bro. I was going to skating rinks at the time.
You don't count as outside.
Nigga, that shit was bumping.
You weren't outside. You were outside.
Bro, hold on, listen.
Where your parents took you.
Hold on,
you weren't
listen.
outside like you went to the function and said, you niggas not playing Many Men. The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm saying, but listen. It's the same thing, right? If we talking about club scenes and shit like that, the skating rink for black people was the neutral spot to go to. The skating rink
7.
I was 7. I couldn't go to the clubs, so the skating rink was the next best thing. And even then, you're talking about older adults who was listening to this shit. It's not like it's just kids at the skating rink, nigga. You got people from all ages, and they all was like, "Hey, as soon as that shit come on, we bumping, nigga." So
you know when you hear that Ghost Shorty,
don't exactly. Don't try to take that away from me.
Come on,
I was outside.
Man, I'm just saying, 82 is crazy. I'm not saying it's top 10, top 20, but 82 is ridiculous. It's disrespectful. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, if you had to make a top 10 list of white corporate parties that like to play hip hop songs, how many 50 Cent songs would there be, and why is In the Club number 1?
Because you know all the white people love In the Club.
Because white people love that shit.
You know what I mean? But you know, speaking of white people, Marshall Mathers LP coming in at 80. You know what I mean? So you got an Eminem sighting on this drum. Lana Del Rey. You know what I mean?
I don't think
What is going on?
Better than that.
Elton John.
I feel like they programmed some of these
Madonna.
like albums.
I'm telling you, this Chat GPT. Chat GPT made this list.
There's no fucking way Like a Prayer was number 77 and Bad Goddamn
Bunny at 76.
Super duper fly. 75.
You know what? Stop this. Turn it off. You make me mad.
Let's go. You know what I mean? You got 9 Inch Nails, Steely Dan, SZA
at 72.
You know what? This is actually the first thing I saw. I saw this before I saw the
Higher than Missy album.
They kept saying SZA is like 72 is so disrespectful. I'm like, motherfucking bitch.
Straight out of Compton,
this is
that's
100 of all time. You shouldn't even be on here.
70 for NWA. That literally, I don't give a fuck who you are. This is nowhere near in the 70s.
That should make you mad.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
I'm not feeling this list either. You know what I mean? Bad Bunny at 76. You got Metallica. Who else? The Strokes. Portishead. The Smiths. De La Soul.
What number is it? I will knock all this shit over right now.
66 for 65 for De La Soul. You know what I mean? Erykah Badu, Baduism at 64. You know
I think it deserves to be up there. So
definitely, I love Baduism. That's I mean?
It deserves to be in there.
Jimi Hendrix on the list. You know what I mean? Tupac, of course, we seen that's number 62. All Eyes on Me. Sade. You know what I mean? At 61. Arctic Monkeys. Oasis. Shout out to Oasis. Wonderwall. That's my shit. You know what I mean? Voodoo. D'Angelo.
Okay. I think this is more of a Lala thing because I don't know. He had a great single, but was that album smacking like that? Like, it was cool, but I don't remember it being smacking like that. And Mal, you on mute.
This album was cool. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's top 100 all time album. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Rihanna, Auntie's on there. John Coltrane, shout out to Coltrane. You know what I mean? Rolling Stones.
That's offensive.
Guns N' Roses. Prince at 51. Let's see who at 50. Kate Bush. You know what I mean? U2, Joshua Tree. Mallory's over it. Beastie Boys at 48.
Oh no! All right, yeah, cut it off.
Take
Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way.
I don't even have tomatoes. I would throw 8 balls. I would throw bricks. I'll throw cinder blocks. This
Jersey
is
made it. Jersey in the top 50.
Yeah,
garbage.
So according to Apple Music, Take Care.
According to no one.
No, I'm saying according to, because this is Apple Music. According to Apple Music, Take Care is better.
Apple Music doesn't believe that.
This is the point I'm trying to make. According to Apple Music, Take Care all time is better than All Eyes on Me, Tupac.
I knew you was gonna say that, bro. That's why I just said no. Like I'm not trying to entertain this conversation. I don't want to, you feel me?
Apple Music said it, bro. Apple Music said it's better than Pac.
Apple Music,
and then you got Beastie Boys above this nigga too. Like that's crazy.
Beastie Boys above Pac is crazy. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
You got Bob Marley and the Wailers. Bjork, shout out to Bjork.
I love that album, but I'm just the placement of things. What? See, no, stop. Enough.
No, my man Vic Jones said keep going. You know what I mean?
Who the fuck cares? Vic got goddamn outvoted. I don't give a shit.
We gotta do what the crowd wants. Control at 42. You know what I mean? Outkast at 41. It gets better. Aretha Franklin at 40.
I can see that.
You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Not when Drake was like 42. I don't see it. My comparison for what's near other things makes this invalid.
I don't know. Is this
if
might
you
be?
think one thing is like only 1 point less than the other, go to hell. Illmatic is not 1 point better than Aretha Franklin. That intern at Apple Music, I hope they burn him at the stake.
Shout out to Illmatic at 39. Carole King, Wu-Tang at 37.
Yeah, I can't agree to none of this shit. It's gotten worse. I thought it was gonna get better.
It gets worse because it's meant to piss you off. I said it's rage bait on purpose.
Yeah, it gets worse. Public Enemy. We already know what the top 20
I like
is.
London Calling. Again, not the most major thing. I have a lot of these albums on my phone.
Of course, Biggie gonna be at 32. That's crazy.
30 spots ahead of Pac. That is crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. When the album actually did better than Biggie's, that's all right.
Well, all right, now obviously charting numbers are not what they're going on because charting numbers have you put a whole bunch of Drakes at the front and shit, just nonsense.
Billie Eilish at 30. You know what I mean? Tribe Called Quest 29. Pink Floyd 28.
Crazy. This is wow.
Led Zeppelin. Then you got
I feel
Kanye.
like you're just trying to make me
bro. This is the only Kanye album on this list, which is
crazy. That's crazy.
Even though this is Kanye's best album, but still the only one on the list is crazy.
Best one?
Yeah, that's Kanye's best album by far. You know what I mean?
According to whom?
According to a mass majority of people. You know what I mean?
Not the majority on this here group.
Drake 47 over 50 Cent. Shut this. Exactly. That's a fact.
You're talking about Drake and 50 Cent while motherfucking Miles Davis kind of blew his number 25. I beg you, listen to real music. I'm
serious. I'm having fun. I agree. I feel you.
Yeah, nobody. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's kind of wrong way. My bad. David Bowie at 24.
That's
Daft
a great
Punk,
album. Like, I just
23 headshot for the year. You better walk around like Daft Punk. You know what I mean? You know?
That's a fast one.
You know what I mean?
V12 is
man. My first one, like my last one. You know what I mean? It's a classic.
I hate
you don't have
Bruce Springsteen with every breath in my body. Hate it.
And then we know the top 20.
Hated it.
Beach Boys.
Hated it. I love that album.
Dr.
Revolver's
Dre.
great. Pet Sounds great.
The Chronic does deserve to be at the top 20. I'll concede to that.
1989. You know what I mean?
No, that's a no.
What's going on?
Marvin. Okay, all right. We getting better.
Marvin heterosexual.
Motherfucking Intervisions.
Marvin heterosexual. You know what I mean? No, yeah. Listen, I'm gonna keep it. Listen, 1989 by Taylor Swift. That I do fucks with that joint, but is it top 20 all time? No.
What did Rico say? He said I conceded. What?
Oh, he said I'm convinced someone from the Mountain of Caucasus made this. Yeah, Caucasus Mountains.
The highest of the mountains.
The highest of the Caucasus.
This is a white intern from the White Plains.
Yeah.
White Plains.
Some white intern and Chat GPT made this list.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a player from the Himalayas.
What's going on is not better than Miles Davis, and I will throw a new fresh pot of grits on Marvin Gaye if I have to.
We got Marvin heterosexual at 17.
Marvin pedosexual at 17.
Marvin, he was on that Drake shit. You know what I mean? If you go back and look it up, Marvin was on that Drake time.
Yeah.
You know
Don't ask Marvin Gaye who he dedicated "Hear My Dear" to, or how old she was. Don't ask that. Joni Mitchell likes to do blackface. Don't ask her about what she came to the Halloween
racist. Racist. You know what I mean? You got Adele at, you know what I mean? 15.
I love Adele. I love Adele. So
that's because Adele don't do nothing racist.
Bob Dylan, 14.
Yeah, she love her some black people.
We got the Blueprint at 13.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Jay-Z Blueprint does not deserve to be at 13, bro. Like that's to be honest.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is I fuss with Blueprint, but it's not top.
Yeah, no.
15 of all time.
Top 15 is crazy.
Not top 15
all time is a very big designation. Like all the music ever created is a very big standard. And to say that like OK Computer is fucking the 12th best album that was ever created. If you don't suck my dick, you fucking middle-aged white intern.
Those 70 stars.
Okay, that one's fair.
Girls. That is true.
This one's fair.
Fleetwood Mac.
That one's fair. That was
top 10.
A goddamn masterpiece.
Beyonce.
Okay, now personally, Lemonade is one.
Yeah.
I love Lemonade, but not top 10. Because Lemonade for me, Lemonade is not better than Cowboy Carter. It's not better than Renaissance.
You're right.
It's not better than 4. That's all I'm saying.
That's a fact. I can't argue with none of that.
I love Lemonade, but it's not. I like 4 over Lemonade. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But Renaissance and Cowboy Carter, way better. You know what I mean?
1,000 times better.
You know what I mean? Especially Cowboy Carter. Like, come on. That joint is just I mean, definitely RIP, PNB Rock.
RIP.
I mean,
RIP.
But yeah, Beyonce at 10. But I love Lemonade, but top 10, I don't know. And
we're not saying that Beyonce don't deserve to be at top 10.
Beyonce.
We're saying that this wasn't the album. This wasn't the album.
Oh no, I said I'm good on RIP PNB. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
But the 2 Beyonce albums that did make this list, he died. He died out here in Los Angeles at a Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I mean, they robbed him.
That's wild.
They ran down on him while he was wild. With his, you know what I mean? He literally went to the worst Roscoe's in the hood where niggas tell people not to go to all the time. And you went there with a bunch of jewelry and shit on, and niggas ran down on him. So, you know what I mean?
Well, anyway.
Still RIP
y'all niggas is foul.
Still RIP PNB because he a Philly nigga, so I can't. I mean, RIP to him. You know what I mean? He a Philly nigga.
Crazy.
No. But yeah, the 2 Beyonce albums that did make this list was Lemonade and Beyonce. You know what I mean? Now I don't think
where was Beyonce?
Beyonce was at 36. The self-title was at 36. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
But yeah, number 9, Nirvana.
We're just saying anything now.
You know what I mean? Amy
Winehouse. I love these albums.
Hey, yo, did y'all see what I said in the chat about the movie?
Which movie? The Amy
Winehouse? Yeah, it was good.
Oh shit.
It was a good movie.
They did come out with a movie. Damn, I forgot about that shit.
You want to be down for an Amy Winehouse movie?
No, I would watch that shit.
I expected better from you, Mal. I expected better.
No, because I do like me some Amy Winehouse. My problem was what I had heard was they let that new girl do the singing instead of just playing Amy Winehouse. Yes, instead of just playing Amy Winehouse and let her, try to mouth along, they actually had the girl record the songs for the movie. And I'm like, who needed that? Why would the whole point of the biopic, essentially, unless it's fucking Beyonce, you don't need to sing the songs. Right. You can just mouth along to that girl's songs because that's who we want to hear. I don't want to hear this random fucking Cockney broad talking about some no, I don't need it. I can just
damn. I mean, but this is your number 6.
I'm strict over here.
Stevie Wonder at 6. You know what I mean? The second Stevie album on there. You know what I mean? Stevie, they your top 5. Frank Ocean
is crazy.
Blonde, that the 5th greatest album of all time. That's not even Frank Ocean's best album, but
at all. A lot of people don't even like it.
That's the thing that annoys me. I love Blonde. I love it, but it's not even.
It's not better than Channel Orange.
It's not even his best work. It's not even better than Nostalgia Ultra, which wasn't even an album.
Right.
But I guess you can't. I guess they're trying to stick to like official album releases, not like EPs and things. But
this joint being I'm just saying, you got Confessions at 95, and this joint is at 5, which is crazy. But
okay, Confessions can be at 70, and this can be at 15. Who cares?
nah, this ain't better than Confessions. That's why it's no, the hell it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's going on?
This shit ain't better than no.
Sure is.
Confessions. That joint ain't better than not one Usher out.
Purple Rain could be at number in a real life conversation. Purple Rain deserves probably be in the top 10 for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I believe this. Yes, yeah. I don't think this is inappropriate. I think this is, in the right lane.
Then you got the Beatles, Abbey Road, that 3.
Arguable.
Number 2.
I wouldn't be like
the only Mike Jack album on this list, which is crazy. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. Because Thriller is not his best album
at all.
And some artists deserve
love it though.
Places. It's good.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's great.
I'm just saying, y'all don't got Off the Wall on this joint. Bad, not
That's
on here.
You know Off the Wall is better than Thriller, and he deserves more than one entry on the list because that's how good he is.
Yeah, Kendrick got 2 spots, right?
No, Kendrick only got Good Kid, Mad City.
No, he has Good Kid, Mad City, and that's top 10, which is great. But I think To Pimp a Butterfly.
And fucking damn won a damn Pulitzer Prize. How was a Pulitzer Prize winning album not one of the top 100 of all time? Like, that don't make, man, you know what? Last album on the list, of course, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So that's your top 100 by Apple Music. Listen, I mean, one day, we gotta get Zell in here, of course.
I'm gonna fight for Auntie every time.
The What It Sound Like,
guess
podcast,
what? He
top
would
100.
tell you Education of Lauryn Hill also is not the number one.
The What It Sound Like podcast, top 100 is coming. We're gonna do it.
I don't even know what we would say.
We're gonna do it the right way.
Bro, that. Do you understand how much that's gonna take? Because we talking about all time. That's white people. That's Mexican people. That's black people.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
All of time, all of the world, all of
we
the
just
universe.
create.
And this is all like American artists.
Hey, real quick. I know this is weird, but while I was just saying that, y'all let me know because y'all music heads in here. Is there an Asian artist that we like? Yo, is top of all time?
Are we or did they? Are you saying
like for us, Americanized, like that? We like, oh, that's our nigga.
For me, top 100, I would put Mitski in there. I like her a lot, like a lot.
Well, she's technically, when you said her is technically an Asian artist.
Technically, yeah.
We're not doing technicals. That's the point. We're not
doing. When she got an award, it said
we're not doing one drop rules. We're talking.
Now we turn on her.
We're talking Asian artists on their face. So yes,
Asian artists on their face. Hey yo.
I'm sure you know that I meant the expression on his face instead of an Asian face. So I'm saying Mitski. I would put Mitski up in here.
I fuck with Mitski.
Like goddamn songwriting, production. Like she fucking goes hard, and people don't really give her just desserts. Because I don't know, because it's not Lash Tech music or whatever the fuck, so nobody want to hear that shit. But Mitski will write you into a fucking corner, and I love her. No, it's not.
That's crazy.
Don't do that too much on me.
Listen, Mr. Jones, we'll get you that list. I got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those definitely. I got you, family.
We'll got you. We'll get you the, I'll make sure everybody on the show will give you their top 10, and then
we can do that. We can make it a post. We can do that.
Yeah.
And that would be a big argument. That would be
We'll put it up. We could post it. Talk about it next week too.
You know what I mean? Y'all gonna be real mad when my top 5 is like Britney Spears and Kendrick and D'Angelo, and y'all gonna be pissed.
Listen, we still got some albums to talk about. And we ain't gonna do it tonight because I gotta go to work in the next.
How many times you gonna push this shit off?
Listen, no shade, no tea. There's really not a lot to have to dissect about these fucking albums. At least the ones on the list. I didn't catch no Justin Timberlake, but I listened to Willow, Deaux, Deaux, Tyla. Technically you could review these bitches in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess if we're saying we want to wait for Zell to get here, then I respect that as well. Have that ready.
Well, yeah, also waiting for Zell, and I gotta leave in the next. I gotta go to work.
All right, bet. Yeah. He didn't listen to him neither.
Do the next hologram concert.
I think they should outlaw hologram concerts.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think that is
that's just as bad as AI.
It's worse.
What is it? What the Jamaicans call? That's Babylon Ting. That's Babylon Ting. That is not of God. Don't a hologram concert is probably one of the worst.
It's a sickness.
Bad man thing. It's a bad man thing. Who said that? What if I'm wrong? A trick to keep me on and on, trying to be strong, and in the process, keep you going. I'm about to lose my composure. I'm getting close to packing up and leaving notes and getting ghosts. Tell me who knows a peaceful place where I can go.
Oh, Tupac, nigga. Fuck out of here.
He already knew. He said, fuck out of here. He didn't let me finish.
Wait, this sounds familiar.
Said, hold on, that sound like some Pac.
Hey, nigga, stop playing with me, bro.
He said, this sound like Pac. What are you talking about?
Hey, yo, what we doing?
I'd have never guessed it, so you got it. Hey.
He said, nigga, that's Pac. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what we doing?
But your album of the week
is on me. Don't just smile. Just smile. That's my shit.
That's your album of the week. Please Don't Cry by Rhapsody. Make sure you go check that out. John just dropped. Listen, it's fire. Like Rhapsody is just. She's Rhapsody. Like, come on, bro. Like, if you don't know by now, you gotta get to knowing because like she really like.
Let me pose this question. So the same way I sent you that post with
No Name.
Mm-hmm. Who do you feel like could do that though? Like pull a Kendrick, make a conscious rapper to do a diss track or go after the industry or whoever said top dog and be like, oh, I'm placing myself above all these people with by doing this. Do you feel like any of these female artists can do that?
Yeah, Vince Staples and Eminem dropping. I do think.
I would say Tierra is probably good at that. She's a little more.
I would love to see Tierra Whack go crazy. I would love to see her do that.
A little finger on the pulse. I think a lot of these other girls. How can I say it? I don't like Rhapsody being used as like the antidote to like, oh, you don't like pussy rap? Why aren't you listening to Rhapsody then? Like, I don't like that. Like,
scapegoat.
She's used as the example of like, oh, if you don't like the Cardi, Nicki, Megan, Glorilla, pussy rap type stuff, you should be listening to the conscious girls, but you're not. So you use her as like a little like a weapon, like a cudgel to like talk about how there are some girls out here that are not rapping like that. I'm not listening to them, but I know they exist. Like, well, then who gives a fuck? You're not listening to the girl rap. You're not listening to the girl conscious rap. You don't listen to girl rap, and that's because that's what you don't want to listen to. But don't make it like about the content of the music because you don't care. You just don't want to listen to girl artists. And
I like duality. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mean you specifically. I mean,
no, I got you. I wasn't taking it like that.
Like audience of people who be like, you bitches only want to talk about fucking niggas and getting money. How come y'all don't listen to Rhapsody? Nigga, name 2 Rhapsody songs right now. I will give you $10. You can't because you know the name of a woman, but you don't actually. You don't
that part
the music because you don't actually care because you don't actually want to listen to her.
I was just watching. Oh, go ahead, family.
No. Some people just say, "Oh, listen to Rhapsody or whoever," because they heard somebody else say it.
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Like,
they heard somebody else say it, so they like. You know what I mean?
Or again, is she just being used as an example of like what women could be, but you're not even consuming?
Yo.
Negro, please.
I told you, Azalea Banks be killing birds.
Me and Azalea Banks ain't got
He
shit
be cutting
to talk
chicken
about.
blood
That's funny
all
as
in the
fuck.
closet.
I don't even know one Azalea Banks song.
That's
You know what I
funny
mean?
as
To be
fuck.
honest.
That
I
literally just made
can't
a tear come out.
Like, I don't even know
Azalea
one
Banks.
song from Shorty. You know what I mean?
I don't
But,
got
you know,
not one bar, not one quotable, because that's what the children like. I don't got nothing.
To your point, Mal, I do feel like it is wrong. I don't know, for men or whoever, shouldn't box any artist into that, like, oh,
Anybody.
you only can exist into this, you feel me, area. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't feel like, again, I like duality. I feel like she should be able to do that and do whatever popping music that she wants to do. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like the saturation needs to happen. Like, we can't just be overwhelmed with one genre or one sound of music when there's all these other women who are amazing, who's not getting that same platform. And I'm thinking that the women that have that high platform should share that with these artists if we're talking about pro womanness, you feel what I'm saying, or empowerment. And the only last point I was gonna say was last night, nigga, literally last night, I spent 2 episodes watching of Tiny Desk watching No Name, bro, and that shit was phenomenal. Like, she killed Tiny Desk. Amazing. So I don't know if you ever saw it, but flowers, roses,
yeah,
roses.
No Name.
She's
No Name, definitely.
excellent. But again, I feel like rather than compare artists, because we don't be like, how come you niggas are listening to Future and Rod Wave instead of, I don't know, who's supposed to be fake conscious now? Kendrick, J. Cole, I don't know what they're supposed to, I don't know, whatever. But there's often less conversation about the problem with the content of men's rap as opposed to the problem of content with women's rap, that it's not uplifting, it's not empowering. Like, and usually often it's coming from men too, saying that women's rap is not uplifting women the way I think it should be. Like, who the fuck?
I agree. I 100% agree with you.
I don't mean,
but this is
sure.
No, I'm saying for me, like, I y'all heard how many times I talk about Common. I literally got this nigga's book. The reason why I listen to Tupac is because that's the reason why I got him at my number 1. You feel me?
Did you hear Common say today that he didn't watch the Diddy video because he tries to avoid negativity, and so he's not going to speak on that, as though it's so hard to be like, hey,
I mean, he don't want that negativity in his life.
I mean, to a point though, like,
you don't want that energy.
Hold on, can I ask a fair question?
Circumference.
Can I ask a fair question? Because normally Common speaks straight out about this type of shit, but to your point, the same way you didn't want to watch the video, you feel what I'm saying? Do you not think that could be the same thing for him?
All right, he wasn't not just saying like I don't want to watch it because I abhor that kind of violence. He was saying I don't just want to consume negativity. I'm not going to say anything about that, as opposed to Cassie's a brave woman, you know, like I hope the best for her. Instead of just saying I didn't watch it because I don't need to.
He could have took a different direction with his words
and like support for that lady. Period. He made it almost as like I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm not gonna say nothing about neither one of them, as though it's giving like a both sides.
Yeah.
No. This is not both sides. This is that nigga was wrong. We can say it. I don't care if you want to try to work with him in the future. Like, take a stand. Be a man and stand on it. And instead, he was
teetering and shit. Okay.
Yes,
I mean, some people more comfortable, you know, sitting on the fence.
And I'm like, aren't you supposed to be Mr. Conscious nigga, Mr. Fucking I'm down?
Normally he is. Normally he is.
And the first thing you see is a woman getting battered by a black man, and you like, I'm gonna stay out of it. Ew. Boo.
You know, there's gonna be more people that speak up. You know what I mean? Common ain't gonna be the only nigga that's staying silent. Some people, you know what I mean? Some people gonna say something, some people not. You know what I mean?
Like Joe Budden.
You know, that's, you know, but
I want to talk about him.
We gonna, you know what I mean? We gonna see y'all next week. And also, I just seen, I just heard, somebody just sent it to me, but they got Sexy Red featuring Drake, with Drake rapping over the BBL Drizzy beat. So
no, are you lying to me?
no,
You lying to me?
It's a real.
No, you lying to me.
It's a real song.
You
It's
could
a
not
real
Did it-
song.
write a scenario that I have less
It's a real
interest
song.
on.
Did he
Sexy
like?
Red.
But is he trying to change the narrative, or is he dissing
Yes.
I don't know,
himself?
bro, but he's rapping over the BBL.
If it's
Drizzy beat.
true,
You know what I
Drake
mean?
is trying to do that thing where Drake was best, which was being able to poke fun at his own persona because Drake's an actor.
Oh no!
However,
no.
this is
This
not the
nigga
way
don't. This
want.
nigga is game goofy as fuck.
Yeah, but it's a
Sexy
song.
Red
It's a song
is
called
a
"You My
garbage
Everything."
person,
Sexy
and
Red
Drake is a
featuring
garbage
Drake.
person. And when two garbage people get together, you know what they make? A garbage baby. That's it. They're just making garbage babies. So Sexy Red plus Drake equals a little garbage fetus that's going to grow into a garbage baby. And they're going to pretend that this garbage baby is a good song and everybody's going to care about it. But it's really just Sexy Red fans and Drake fans, which are probably the two worst groups of people on the planet.
Damn.
They're going to join forces to make themselves even worse than they've ever been.
Listen, Sexy Red fans, if y'all watching, I don't share that opinion. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Come find me on Twitter.
Y'all not the worst
Sexy
people on
Red
earth.
fans, I know y'all
Yeah,
internet about to get cut off in
Yeah,
like
no.
2 or 3 days anyway. I don't
shit.
about what the fuck y'all talking about.
Yeah, man.
Good luck
That's
to you and good luck to y'all. I ain't got it.
Damn. You know what's crazy though with that narrative that you're talking about? If he did that song, which you're saying he did, I believe you. But I'm saying the fact that if all these niggas who have no name get that $10,000 and got the best song for doing the BBL Drizzy and he doesn't, that's also a bad thing. Like that's also bad
because he won't get it. He will not win the battle. So you're throwing your hat in the ring against nobodies who will beat you, and you are supposed to be the biggest thing on the fucking planet.
Yeah, that's like another layer to lameness, bro. Like,
listen, the BBL Drizzy.
You thought all the fame would get you away. Like, nah, bro.
I mean, he looking at it differently. He said, if I rap on this beat, I'm actually taking the power away from it. That's how he look. That's how he looking at it. You know
somebody in OVO was like, you know what you should do? You should rap on it. That'll show him.
Hey, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. His team is ass, bro. I don't know who he got in his corner.
OVO is working for me. Everybody on team.
Yeah, man.
They're like, you know what you should do?
Right.
You should record a song with Sexy Red. That'll really get him.
Oh my god, bro. With Sexy Red at that, like
that'll really get the girls going. They love
that was going to happen anyway because they already was making music together. You know what I mean? So
oh my god,
she was literally on this last album.
A young bitch,
you know what I mean?
Youngest, newest girl. He needs to be there. He's gonna be down to the WNBA scouting games looking for new recruits. Drake is a scumbag, a fucking scoundrel. And he
only amplifies the persona.
I mean, that's what I said on my live the other day. I said, I mean, money and fame really just makes you who you really were the whole time. You know
it just allows you to be who you wanted to be. Like it gives you the access to be the person that you are inside.
Right. But you know, if you want to listen to the Sexy Red Drake Jones, it's called "You My Everything."
Last part. Speaking about Drake fans, right? Y'all heard about what's going on with DJ Academics, right?
Yeah, the whole suit, you know what I mean? You know, for the, you know what I mean, man.
Not
you don't know, but this, you know, that's the same nigga that said there's not a difference between a 17-year-old girl and a 21-year-old woman. He said that, you know what I mean? So I'm not surprised, you know what I mean? He said on live.
Threw the glasses on.
He said live on camera. There's no difference between a 17-year-old girl and a 21-year-old.
He did say that. I saw that. I mean?
He said it.
I saw that. Get the fuck.
I saw
you
that.
You can get the entire hell.
Jerry the Mouse. He said that.
Face.
Yeah, Jerry the Mouse. Yeah.
I mean, he said that shit. I mean, you know, birds of a feather, they flock together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
them predators, they flock together.
What Kendrick say? Wop, 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 wop. Not
man. And the wingspan is bigger than what you think.
Certified lover boy, certified
pedophile.
You know what I mean?
Them predators moving flocks.
You know what I mean?
That's what he said.
Yeah, the predators moving flocks. You know what I mean? Listen, Kendrick, lean on these niggas like another line of walk. Come on, man. You know what I mean? But you know, we be back next week, man.
I'm about to send it up the pot
right now.
I mean, shout out to, matter of fact, I'm about to listen to that drone when I get off.
Yeah.
It's been a few hours.
You know what I mean?
It's what gets the people going.
Hey, dude, you feel you just.
You know what I mean? But you know, this is the What It Sound Like podcast, and just so y'all know, all them other podcasts, they not like us. You know what I mean?
Hey, I like that. I like that. See what I did? Like that? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? I like that. You know what I mean? You know, we don't do nothing but get a fans of euphoria. You know what I mean? That's all. You know, every time we come on, it's euphoric.
The Like That record. Oh, what, you ain't like that record?
Oh, what?
You know what I mean? Shout out to Kendrick.
That record.
I mean, we see y'all next week. Yeah, I mean, let's get on out of here.